Hello, you beautiful humans. Happy Monday, big waves to you. Good to see you. Good to see you. We got people coming in. We got Miss Rose over in the Philippines. It's like 10 o'clock in the evening there. We've got Mr. Claudio from Sweden joining us today. It's probably around, I don't know exactly the time. Maybe Claudio will put it in the text. I think maybe at best
Or
I can remember, it's probably 4 in the afternoon, 4 or 5 in the afternoon. Yeah, yeah. So all right. So I just want to give everybody a little update. You can go check my stories if you want on Instagram and Facebook if you want to see a day in the life. So last night, just so you know, had an opportunity with our chief impact officer of our company to go to a cello performance at the Grand Ole Opry in Nashville, Tennessee. Now, normally in Nashville, Tennessee, you would think country music, but no, last night was a cello performance. Now, the group happened to catch me. I might have had some long blinks going on, but it was actually an amazing performance. I just looked like I was sleeping. Okay. So if you want to have a little humor this morning, just check out my stories. All right. So the word for today is wallow. Wallow. Okay. Marlene, have you ever wallowed? Listen, this word wallow. You look at the definition of wallow, it's to roll about or lie in something like mud, like water. You know, sometimes in mud, if you ever fell in the mud, if it's muddy enough, it's kind of tough to get out of. It's like muck, like you're really struggling, you know? So another thing is to indulge excessively in an emotion, especially like negative emotions, self-pity, sadness, frustration. It's all a part of life. Every single one of us on this Zoom has had emotions in our life, right? I mean, all kinds of emotions. So, wallow is when you sit in an emotion longer than it is helpful. And that's really where I want to start today on this Monday is like I don't know where you're at right now. But what wallow is, and I think we can really relate if we self reflect, like it's the difference between feeling your feelings, which we have to do, it's healthy, and getting stuck in them, getting stuck in the mud or in the muck. It's unproductive and it will consume us if we allow it. And before you know it, days have turned to weeks and weeks have turned to months, and it could self sabotage our future. Have you ever been to that place? You don't have to raise your hand to where you've wallowed in something for so long, and then your future self is like, oh my goodness, I have taken a year, 5 years, 10 years, and I'm at this place, okay, and I've wallowed through. I don't know. So here's why it matters. We're meant to experience emotions. It's going to happen. Like emotions might come today for you, but we just don't need to build a home in the emotions. Okay? Think about that. We don't need to just sit there and build a home there in that emotional status because when we wallow, here's what happens. We drain our energy. Like we cloud our clarity and we delay like this forward moving growth when we wallow in our emotions. And sometimes emotions, like I'm going to think about business. Brenda Carlton, it could be just it could be us having a conflict of, have you ever had a conflict with someone like mentally? You're like, oh, this person. And you spend your time in this conflict. And here's what I would give you the advice to do. Okay. I have to use it myself. If you have a problem with somebody, try to like become better friends with them. right? Like if they have a little quirk that really drives you nuts, try to have some fun with it. It almost changes the dynamics. Okay. Don't wallow in that conflict or right between your two ears to where it really self sabotages you. So, growth requires processing, not parking in it. Okay. We have to process our emotions. We have to process negative things. But we don't have to park ourselves there for a month, 6 months, a year, because if we do, it'll affect our relationships, it'll affect our finances, it'll affect our business, like it'll affect everything if we allow the wallow process to happen. But I want to leave you with this. Like all emotions, they have value. I'm not discrediting emotion. And the longer we live, the more emotion we're going to have. I blame Adam and Eve. Just kidding. So, all emotions need space to be felt. But the goal is to work through those emotions, not park in them, not build a home in them, and move on. We have to dust our feet and move on. And so, I think about the greatest history book of all time, in my opinion, is the Bible. And thank goodness Jesus didn't wallow in emotions. He had a lot of them. Just go read it. He had every reason to have conflict of personal interactions, of all these things. But what did he do? He dusted his feet off and he moved on. And we should too. Okay. So, Andrew Ross, I'm going to turn it. This was a good one for me. Okay. So I'll probably tell myself all this week, don't wallow, Brent. Don't wallow in it. So, all right, I'll turn it to you.
Well, you might not remember, but this is actually a word that you suggested, Coach. So it's good that
I
you
was
enjoyed
probably
it.
having a wallowing moment. I needed to study it. Okay.
I love it. Well, I didn't see any birthdays out in the world today, but if it was your birthday this weekend or if it's your birthday today, let us know in the chat because our favorite part is singing to you. So we got to know in order to sing. But the quote that I found is from John Kabat-Zinn. And it said, he said, you can't stop the waves, but you can learn to surf. And I love that because we all know life is going to provide us with plenty of moments for us to wallow, right? There's plenty of opportunity for us to be down in the dumps and to have these just harder moments, right? We're tired, things didn't go our way, people are peopling in all the most annoying ways, like all of the things that I'm so tempted to talk about right now, but we're going to just move on right there. But it all just happens, right? But us staying stuck in that mud, right? Staying stuck in that, negative headspace, staying stuck in a place where we really don't want to be, that's actually pretty optional for the most part. So what I looked into is, okay, how can we move through these harder moments, right? Without pretending, this is key, pretending that we're fine when we're not. I actually got a text from Ashley Paulson saying something along the lines of, you don't have to pretend you're okay if you're not okay. And that's a great reminder because I think a lot of times we do pretend, or we may try to sit into this place of pretending that we're okay when we're not. So how do we get to a place where we're just feeling a little bit better when we're stuck in the muck, right? So first of all, set a timer on the feeling. And I'm going to say this sounds a little bit crazy, but it actually works. You get a little bit of relief after that moment. So give yourself permission to feel everything you're feeling. Maybe you're really irritated with your beautiful babies. That could never happen. That doesn't happen at the Rosser household. Never, 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 never. But you're super irritated and you say, okay, I'm going to take 10 minutes and I am going to just feel these feelings. I'm going to listen to, some maybe Alanis Morissette and be a little angsty. And I'm just going to feel these big feelings. And then I'm going to work on shifting out of that feeling when I'm done. I'm going to, work it all out. I'm going to feel it, give myself permission, but then I'm going to work really hard to get to the other side. Next, I'm going to change my state. And what I mean by that is I'm going to offer myself some physical distraction. So I'm going to move my body, right? I'm feeling a little bit grumpy. I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to go get outside. I'm going to listen to some birdies. I'm going to splash some cold water on my face. My physiology can interrupt my psychology. So if I can change something physically, I can change what I'm feeling in here as well. Next, I'm going to name it to tame it. So if I am feeling something, I don't know about you guys, like sometimes I'm like, I just am not okay. I don't really have words for what the other side is. I don't know what it is, but if I slow down enough and I give it a name, I can help myself work through it. So I'm feeling disappointed, right? I'm feeling disappointed in this moment, or I'm feeling big sad, or I'm feeling frustrated, or I'm feeling irritated. Whatever it is, label it honestly so that I can reduce the emotional intensity in that moment. Next would be to ask ourselves some better questions. So, anybody else maybe sometimes have a woe is me moment? Right? Woe is me. Why is this happening to me? Instead of that, we can shift our perspective into what can I learn here? Right. And some of the big things, we're not going to learn a lesson, right? We probably aren't, but just the everyday life moments that we have to live through. What can I live in this moment? Maybe I got into a tiff with a friend. How can I learn? What can I do differently? What can I do better next time in order to, repair the relationship and move on and feel a little bit better? Or what's my best next step? Right? What can I do now with whatever happened? What can I do now to move to, my next? Oh, uh-oh, my whole screen just went a little wonky. All right, am I still here?
We got you. You're great.
Okay, well, cool. I'm loving this. This is fantastic. Next is to anchor back to gratitude. We all know that when we sit in gratitude, we might have big tears if you're like me, that when we actually feel gratitude, it leaks down our face. But man, doesn't it change our perspective? So, yeah, maybe I would be irritated with my kid in that moment. But when I think about how grateful I am to be their mama, well, you can even hear it. It got me right there. So, we when we shift into gratitude, we realize that there's always something to appreciate. And this shifts us back out of a feeling of maybe lack or less than or whatever it may be, and back into a place of power. And it can move us to that joy and allow us to step out of that mud. And then the last one, and this one, I have bruised toes on this one because you'll see. Don't confuse processing with rehearsing. So processing is when we work through something like once, right? Maybe twice, we kind of work through it. Rehearsing is when we replay it 47 times in our head. So something happened and we're like, okay, let me walk through this again and again and again and again. And all we're doing is we're growing these kind of negative feelings and we're just rehearsing a moment that maybe we can let go, and that can really equal that we're wallowing a little bit right there. So process it, and then try to step out of it, because there's nothing wrong with having a moment. All of us are going to have moments, right? Every single one of us. We just don't want to let that moment have us, because each of us are built to move forward and to move on in our lives. So I like this one, Coach. I thought Wallow was a great one. I did picture a
This,
pig the whole time. I have to say, I was
this
picturing a
was
little
a
pig.
it was an amazing word today. Great for me. As we close today, Andrea, thank you for the lesson. I got to share, I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina. We just launched a new product with our company called Core Cleanse. And in honor of that, Carrie Hicks came to the stage, and this is what she was wearing.
Oh,
I pooped today. So for all of you that are in our company and you've wore ask me about skinny drops, now here's our new buttons we're coming out with and shirts. Eric Drain said, "Are you kidding me? I've got to wear this around now to
no,
demonstrate the
Eric, you don't.
product." Just thought I'd bring a little humor since we were talking about Wallow. Thanks, Carrie Hicks, right there. Glenda Watson said, "I'm not sure about that." All right. Happy Monday. Let's go rock the world today. We'll see you guys back here tomorrow.